Can studying, learning, or even just hearing about bad things lead to you attracting bad things into your life? We're about to answer this question once and for all. Hey, it's Andrew, otherwise known as the guy who wrote the last Law of Attraction book you'll ever need to read, and today I am answering a really important question that it actually gets asked pretty often, and I figured instead of writing the same email over and over, I figured it might be more efficient and productive to record this video and then share it with y'all, and hopefully this will answer a lot of questions for people that are wondering before they get that chance to email. But before we dive into today's content, obviously I just want to do the YouTube thing and invite you to like this video if you've been enjoying the content thus far, and of course invite you to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification if you've not done so already so that you don't miss any future videos. With that said, today, the letter that I've got here, I'm going to change the first name of the person just to protect their identity. But besides that, everything I'm reading here is exactly what I received and exactly how I replied. So let's dive into today's question of the day from Amanda. And her email to me reads, "Hi, Andrew, I have a question. With the law of attraction, it is said that what you think about, you attract. I'm currently studying mental health. Could this attract mental health problems? Many thanks, Amanda." So obviously this is a valid concern when you think about it because, like Amanda just said, you know, what you think about, what you focus on, you attract, or at least that's the way they phrase it, right? But there are a number of misnomers in terms of what that actually means. There's a little bit of confusion here. So let me dive into my answer to Amanda, and then I'll expound on it a little bit for you. So my reply simply stated was, "Hi Amanda, there are many ways to think about this. One way is to consider all the countless doctors who treat patients in horrible states of health, but the doctors are always healthy themselves. Whether intentional or not, what they're doing here is they're maintaining a vibration of health through their own world viewpoint, and you are able to do the same. With that said, since this concern has entered your mind, even though I personally think you're fine, I do recommend that strategically you lay on a little extra vibrational insurance, so to speak, in your 5 minutes of methods that you do each day. So for example, make sure to include gratitude for your own exceptionally healthy mental state, and through that consistent healthy state, in your ability to help those who are not as healthy way more easily. Hoping that helps, Andrew." Okay, so notice what I'm doing here in this answer. I am acknowledging, concerns that may or may not be valid, but I'm also noting a nice, healthy, no pun intended, really ideal example of how people aren't affected by learning about specific negative things or by being around a specific negative state in somebody else. And it all comes down to your own vibrational frequency, which is a direct offshoot of your personal worldview. Now, that worldview can be something that's conscious to you, or it can be something that's unconscious. There could be many unconscious patterns about how you really view the world around you, how you view yourself in relation to the world, and what those implications may be. So it really does come down to the question of how do you feel about something in the moment when you're learning about it, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's positive, whether it's negative. Do you feel susceptible to it? Do you feel like it can reach you, or that it can access you, or that it can affect your reality or your life experience? Because if you think it can, well then you're right, because that belief is the thing that's going to invite it in or allow it to come in. But by that same token, again, if you feel like, hey, this thing doesn't affect me, it doesn't bother me, I'm all good, well then again, you are shored up, you are protected, you are safe, so to speak, for lack of a better word. But again, notice also what I say here to Amanda. If you're not sure, if you're worried about this, if you're wondering what you should do, well then let's put in a little vibrational insurance where you're basically going to say, I'm going to be proactive about this. I'm going to acknowledge the fact that I am learning about something that's negative, and then I'm going to be proactive about it in making sure that my worldview, whether it's conscious or subconscious or both, has me at a state of being where this negative thing cannot really touch me and cannot really affect me in any way. And again, as you can see how I advised Amanda here, it's very simple. All that is involved here is just saying, all right, let me engage with these methods in a way that strategically acknowledges my safety, my protection, my power, my agency, and really just my health, my guaranteed state of ideal optimum health. That's what you want to focus on through your gratitude, through your scripting, through your visualizations. Just doing that in and of itself is going to give you all the vibrational insurance that you will ever need. Because again, yes, it really is that simple. It's just about whether you think you need it or not. And if you think you need it, well, do it because it's an easy part of your process anyway. And if you don't think you need it, well, good news. You don't need it. Because again, look at doctors as perfect examples where they are always surrounded by people that are in bad states of health, but they are not affected themselves. I remember growing up when I was a kid, whenever I went to my doctor, he was always healthy. He never got sick. It was amazing. I wondered how he did it because he would see people with colds, he would see people with coughs, he would see people with all these different contagious illnesses, and he was never touched by it. And just knowing that example, just understanding that, it's a wonderful indicator. It's a wonderful thing to think about. It's a wonderful example of a real life person and real life people that are not affected by this, which means you have that same ability to not be affected as well. What a beautiful thing, right? So, Amanda, hoping that addressed your question, and everybody else watching, hope that addressed your question as well, because it really is that simple. I've got no more to say about it. Just understand, whatever your beliefs are, whatever they might be, those are the things that are going to affect how you can be affected by something good or bad, whether it has any space to come into your reality or it's just never going to affect you whatsoever. So bottom line, since it's your underlying beliefs that govern the way you can be affected by things, just make sure that you're very intentional in what you do every day with the 5 minutes a day of methods, and make sure that you're addressing anything that might be creeping behind the scenes for any part of your life where you're putting a lot of focus on something and you may or may not be surrounded or may not be exposed to potentially negative things. It really is that simple. Okay, now I want to hear from you. Do me a favor, comment below. Give me an example of somebody who might be exposed to something negative, but they are not affected themselves. And of course, you can use yourself as an example if you happen to have that experience where you are beyond the limits and beyond the reaches of something negative, even though you're around it for some reason. Or you can just comment on any other experience or any other insight that you got while watching this video, or anything else positive, because any comment that you put down in any positive way that might help other people watching and reading the comments, that's going to get you entered into this month's contest, where one lucky winner will walk away with lifetime access to Gravity of the Cosmos, my advanced level, full immersion guided program for manifesting your every desire through the law of attraction. This is a program where I'm going to take you through 90 straight days of manifesting methods in only a few minutes a day, so that you don't have to worry or wonder about what method to do or when to do it, and you can just sit back, relax, and follow along as I guide you through 3 full months of massive vibrational momentum toward manifesting the life that you've always wanted. And if you're looking to sample the program, well, my book, The Last Law of Attraction book you'll ever need to read, has a special link to bonuses, one of which includes the first few days of Gravity of the Cosmos, free of charge, so you can try it before you buy it. And you can very easily get my book by going to lastlawofattractionbook.com, which will auto forward you to the Amazon listing, where you can get it in Kindle or paperback or audiobook depending on your preference. It's also available on Audible and Apple Books. And speaking of my book, I want to take a quick minute out and thank one of my awesome readers who recently left their feedback on it. So with that in mind, today's feedback is a 5-star rave review left by Brian on May 13, 2021, and it reads, absolutely amazing. Got the audio version on Audible as my free title and listened to it twice already. Loved it so much that I had to purchase the paperback so that I can read along with the audio and highlight key notes through the book, although I could probably highlight the whole book, it's that good. The tools he provides in the book are great as well. Well worth it. Well, Brian, I am just speechless here. In fact, I took one look at that review and I only had one reaction. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I appreciate you getting the book in multiple formats, and I also appreciate that you're enjoying it in those multiple formats. So thank you so much for reading the book, but more importantly, thank you for really consuming and using the content. I can't wait to hear what wonderful things you manifest. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And that is a wrap on today's video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. As always, I really do appreciate you as well. Do me a favor, though, if you've liked this content, if you really enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and while you're at it, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and that you've hit the bell notification, because I don't want you to miss any future videos, and I've got a lot more awesome ones on the way. So thank you so much for being here, and stay tuned. I will see you next time.